Hello dear student, how are you all? I think everyone are fine there. So student, today we are going to begin with a new lesson. Yes, the name of the lesson is lesson number 3, which is glimpses of the past. Okay, so today we are going to begin with a new lesson. Lesson number 3, the name of the lesson is glimpses of the past. So student, this lesson is a part 1. Okay, so this video is a part 1, and in this video we are going to learn many things. What all those kind of things we are going to learn? Yes, you are the right one. In this lesson we will learn that how our freedom fighters, how our freedom strugglers fought hard, peacefully and violently. They fought hard to achieve the freedom, to get the freedom from the hands of the Britishers. Do you know what happened in the past? Yes, in the past days, there were many kings, there were many rulers. So these kings and rulers were earlier, they are together, they live in unity and harmony. But what happened later when these Britishers, who are the Britishers? English people, white men, they came from America, they came from Britain and the outsiders, they came here and they settled here in India, and what they did for taking the control over India in the sense of political control, in the sense of economical control, in the sense of geographical control, and in the sense of social and moral control over our population. So they need all these kinds of controls over our people, though they need a key of our India, because they want to become a leader here in India, and they think we are the intelligent people. No one here in this universe more than intelligent than us. Who think? These Britishers think. They came, firstly what they did, they given up some aid in the sense of they given up some money, something very useful to the rulers and the kings, and the rulers and the kings became happy. They become so full of happiness by getting the gift from the Britishers, from the Englishman, what they have bought from the outside, from their own territory. And these people who are called as aliens in our India, they start providing beautiful and very expensive, even very precious gifts to the king and the queens, even to the prince and the princess of our Indian territory. And what they did finally, they start taking the control over our India with the help of this king and the queen, with the help of these rulers who are governing our India. So they made them to work for them. They made, who? Britishers made the kings to work for the Britishers. Now the rulers and the kings allowed our Indian peoples, you can work for them, they can guide you, they can teach you, each and everything they can give you free of cost, but you have to work for them. So it is not a truth, it is not a true one. There is something expectation, there is something intention behind their activity. What kind of activity? Firstly, making them all friends. Secondly, neglecting them. Firstly, they have made the friends to all, and second, what they did, they start neglecting, and now they became the leader, and now they were running the system of whole India in their own hand. They were making our kings, queens and the prince and the princess to work for these Britishers. Earlier, the kings and the queens used to give the justice to the peoples. They used to implement the laws, rules and regulation. If the king said this is final, then it's going to be a final rule. But now what happened? The key of the judiciary, the key of the executive, the key of the, yes, one more thing, the key of the legislature went towards the Britishers. Now Britishers are governing our whole nation. Now not only the peoples of our India, even the kings and the queens, prince and the princess were neglected. Okay, they were defeated by these Britishers because Britishers are so rich. How they became rich? By conquering the area of another country forcefully and implementing their rules and regulation, implementing their economical activity. In the sense, they start constructing big industries where they can use the raw materials of that country and take out the goods from it, and they will sell back to the peoples who are residing in that country. So this is what Britishers have did with the Indian subcontinent, with the Indian peoples, and finally they became the leader of devastation, the leader of injustice, the leader of discrimination. So these all kinds of illegal things they have did in our India, and at last what happened? They became the leader. And now this is the period of 1885 and the 1990s, when the freedom struggler or the freedom fighter, in the sense of Shri Mahatma Gandhi ji, in the sense of Subhash Chandra Bose, in the sense of Iqbal, or in the sense of Bhagat Singh, in the sense of Sukhdev, and all many freedom fighters were there. They were educated now. They don't need the rules of the Britishers. They don't want to bow their head in front of the Britishers, but they were ready to cut their head, but they were not going to bow their head in front of them. So they were struggling hard to get their freedom back from the hands of the Britishers. So in this lesson, the lesson number 3, we are going to learn about all those kinds of things, what happened in the previous days before freedom, and what are the challenges, what are the difficulties India has to face in front of these Britishers, and in front of the Englishmen, or in front of the outsiders, or in front of these aliens. So these outsiders made our Indian peoples uneducated. They implemented their education over India. They implemented the English, what I am teaching you. These all kind of things they have implemented, and they made the Indian system that it should be run by our national language. It should be run under the English. See, after the independence till now, everyone are studying, everyone are working hard, even everyone are doing the jobs, but the mode of the official language is English. See, the impact of the English peoples were going to be remain in the coming days, because they have touched each and every single stone of our India, and they turned it, and they made their presence in our Indian culture, Indian tradition, even in Indian economy, even in the Indian politics. So this is what here Englishmen did with us. But in this lesson we are going to learn how our freedom fighters, our freedom strugglers, they did their heart, they given their 100% to fight against the Britishers and make them to get away from our India and to bring the freedom again. So this is what we are going to learn here in this lesson number 3, the glimpses of the past. So before going, let's have some discussion on Hindi also. हमारा भारत, अदेश भारत, जो सोने की चिड़िया के नाम से जाना जाता था, पहले वो सोने की चिड़िया के नाम से जाना जाता था, परंतु क्या हुआ अंत में, जो सोना यहाँ पर मौजूद था हमारे भारत देश में, उन्होंने हमसे छीन कर अपने देश ले गए। हमारा देश जो सोने की चिड़िया के नाम से जाना जाता था, जो सबसे अमीर देश के नाम में आया करता था, अब वह बिल्कुल गरीब देश बन गया। हमारे स्वतंत्रकारियों ने बड़े ही ताकतवर, बड़े ही बलवान तरीके से उनका सामना किया और उनको यहाँ से हटाया। और जो स्वतंत्रता जो वह चाहते थे, हमारे स्वतंत्र सेनानी, उन्हें मिल गई। पर उन्हें अपना भारत मिला तो भी मिला कैसा? उन्हें अपना भारत मिला बहुत ही कंगाल भारत, जो गरीबी के प्रकट में गूंज रहा था। हर तरफ भूख की मारी थी, जो कि पहले हरियाली और भारत दूसरों को खाना दिया करता था। यहाँ पर उन्होंने हमारे भारत को इस मुकाम में पहुंचा दिया जहाँ पर भारत के लोग भूख और प्यास के कारण मर रहे थे। सो ये सब होने के बाद हमारे स्वतंत्र सेनानियों ने उनका डट कर सामना किया और उनसे हमारी स्वतंत्रता ले ली। और इस पाठ में हम यह अध्ययन करेंगे कि कैसे हमारे स्वतंत्र सेनानी ने कितनी कितनी चुनौतियों का सामना करते हुए हमारे इस देश को और हमें स्वतंत्रता दी। So this is what we are going to learn in this lesson. So student, so here one word you will get, a new word, glimpses. What do you mean by the word glimpses? Glimpses means watching out, seeing the scene, thinking about it. So it is called glimpses. Okay, so that's why the title of the lesson is glimpses of the past. Past means we have to look somewhere in the past. So student, here we are going to cover all this portion. Okay, so this all portion is related to your social science subject. Okay, so this all portion could be taken here in this lesson in a short. Okay, it is taken in short, but more about the brief might you have learned in the social science or you are going to learn it. Understood students? So let's begin with the glimpses of the past, lesson number 3. So here the first topic we have the martyrs. So student, what do you know about the word the martyrs? The martyrs are the peoples who sacrifice their lives to bring the freedom from the hands of the Britishers. So they are called the martyrs. So these martyrs can be called the freedom fighter, who have given their life, who have sacrificed their life to get the freedom from the Britishers and give to us. And now we are here, a free bird of New India. We can do anything in this democratic nation. So student, what do you mean by democracy? Democracy is the for the people, to the people and by the people. So democracy will be here in India, and democracy means everyone have a right to do anything here in India, but it should be legal. So this is what here the democracy word came by the help of these martyrs, the freedom fighters who have given their life to give us freedom. Second point we are going to learn here, which is there in the second page of the lesson, the company's conquest. The company's conquest. Company is East India Company. Britishers, English people, what they have did, they conquest. They acquired our Indian territory, they acquired our Indian economy, and they made their rule over the kings, rulers, even the kingdoms of our Indian territory. And they made the slave. Who became the slave? Our Indian people became the slave of the company people, of the East India Company's English men. Okay, then we are going to learn about the third point, British rule. We are going to learn about in short about the British rule. The outsiders, the aliens, the Englishmen came here and they established their rule. First, when they came here, through some ships, through waterways, through roadways, first they joined the hands of the king's twins in front of the prince and princess. They did their duty when when there were no Englishmen. They did their duty, they obeyed the king, queens, prince and princess, they gifted them some precious gift, and they helped them to solve the small issues of the villagers. When these princes, king and queens get impressed by these Britishers, then what they did, they start gifting them a land. Yes, you are allowed to do a business here in our India. No issue. You can take the use of our people. Our people are so helpful. They will help you. You can take the useful of our resources. We have plenty of resources because हमारा देश सोने की चिड़िया के नाम से जाना जाता था. You can take the resource because you have helped us to solve some issues, some small issues. You can use this resource. You can make the finished goods, you can make the toys, you can make the garments, you can make the daily usable materials, and you can sell to our people. So you can take back to your own home. But they have permitted to do, but in a small manner. But slowly they taken the chair, they taken the position of our Indian kings, Indian queens, and they sat on their chair, and the Indian queens, prince and princess were made to stand in front of them, and these prince and princess were begging in front of them for their own freedom. Then what about the common people of our Indian subcontinent? We can't bother, yes or no? This is what. Then we will learn about a great freedom fighter, Ram Mohan Roy. We will learn about him. Then comes the fifth, oppression. What it is? Oppression. Then what happened? Oppression means a fight, a contradiction, a debate, a clashes, a conquest is called oppression. A fight taken in between Indian villagers and the Britishers, a fight taken in between English armies, Indian origin soldiers and officers. Do you know the Mangal Pandey? Yes, a brave soldier who belongs to Hindu, and he neglected to bite the cartridge of the bullet because it is made of the skin of pig. So he neglected. Then what happened? Behind him a big fight taken place in between Britishers, Englishmen and the Mangal Pandey. Where? In Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. So how this operation taken place? And the big kings start fighting against the Britishers, and they start defeating them. Even they were defeated by these Britishers. At the time, the Britishers were large in number. Then we were going to read about the sixth, dissatisfaction. Now the Indian peoples, even the Britishers, got dissatisfaction from the environment. And what happened there in the dissatisfaction? This is what we are going to learn. Then comes the seventh, the sparks. The sparks. Sparks means somewhere in India a fight is going to take place. For an example, let's say in Madhya Pradesh a fight is taking place in British and Indian people. Here in Karnataka, a Mysore king, hey, I don't bother about that fight, though he should bother, because Indian peoples are fighting against the Britishers, and Britishers are here to rule us. So why you shouldn't bother about this? You should bother and you should support the Indian peoples. So why you are neglecting? Somewhere in India the sparks is going, somewhere here and there, but the sparks never taken place at a single time. In such a span of time it is taking, and it is getting silent. And due to this issue, the Britishers never defeated by the Indian peoples. Our Indian peoples were so angry about the British rule. They were fighting against them, but somewhere here and there they were fighting, but they were not fighting together. This is what happened with India and the Indian rulers. Because in the previous days, India was divided among 505 states. Do you imagine how many states? 505 states were there. Now only 28 and nearby some union territories are there. Yes or no? But 505 states, compared to this, how much? If 505 states were divided in Indian subcontinent, then what is the use of the rule? Where they all together they can't fight with the Britishers. Then comes the revolt. At last, what happened? A big fight taken place in between, okay, Indian people and the English peoples, and the revolt was taken place. So what is the meaning of the word revolt? A war, a fight, okay, a big war where two armies are fighting together is called war. Then comes ninth one, the fight for freedom. At last, here you are going to learn the conclusion of the glimpses of the past. So at last there is a fight for the freedom, and this fight for the freedom won by our Indian peoples, by our freedom fighters, and they have bought such a precious and the gracious gift which is called freedom for the common people of our India. So student, this all things we are going to cover here in the part 1. Okay, so this part 1 is an introductory part of the glimpses of the past. All right, so here we are going to learn briefly about each and every single point. Okay, we are going to learn each and every single point briefly in the another part, which is part 2. In the part 2 we are going to cover a page number 1, the martyrs, the page number 2, the company's conquest, the page number 3, British rule, the page number 4, Ram Mohan Roy, a good freedom fighter, and the page number 5, oppression. So all these pages will be covered in part number 2, and this part 1 is an introductory part of the glimpses of the past, and in part 3 we are going to cover the remaining topic. So student, why we have divided the whole lesson in parts? That it should be understood, okay, it should be well known to each and every one about each and every single point, okay, about the lesson. So student, we have taken this video as an introductory part, and the remaining part, coming part, we are going to learn about each and every single topic. So student, watch this introductory part of the glimpses of the past thoroughly and understand it, each and every single point what we have discussed here in this video. And one more thing, the PDF format of the book is there in your WhatsApp group. If you don't get, just text me there in the WhatsApp. I am going to send you again, or to your friends who have already downloaded it. So just some of you not got, just contact your teacher or your friends, they are going to share it. Fine, and check it out, what is there in the lesson, how many pictures are there in the lesson, because the whole lesson is based on the pictures. You will get the paragraphs very little, okay, some phrases were there. So by reading those phrases, by reading the comments of the freedom fighters, we are going to discuss about this lesson. Understood? This is what we are going to begin in the another part. For the time being, watch this video thoroughly, understand it, see the pictures in the lesson, and glance or get something from there. So student, so have a nice day, take care, and bye bye.